B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N 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 B-R-O-O-K. We well. Okay, we well. Okay, we well. Okay, we well. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. Back in the day, J Kid was the man, boy. Put the team on his back like a Jansport. D-Lo with the dribble drive hand on. Pick and roll full contact. This is a man's sport. County of Kings, really the Kingsborough. You know Crown Heights, so you know that sound right. Brooklyn Bridges, C-Dub defending. The Brooklyn Block Party claps and double digits. Got the Barclays clicking, the whole block is with it. Left a lot on the table, now we coming to get it. The shook one's gone, we too Brooklyn strong. Can't stop, won't stop from the Brooklyn block. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N 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 B-R-O-O-K. We well. Okay, we well. Okay, we well. Okay, we well. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
That hit. Cam Thomas.
Just give me the ball, I'm fitting the score next. My chair's all net, me and David just all next. Getting back on defense, hitting with strong flex. I'm official like a rep, trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Nation, watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the Nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as champs too. And when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. To stir that or Millie rock like a fan do. And that's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel.
B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N
When you establish a culture, that's what you do every day. That creates one thing, that it's your identity. Alright, that's how you are seen by other people. If you work really hard and get 1% better every day, you're a competitive group. That means that you fight.
Oh, what a move by Sharp! Counting a foul!
Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Let me remix it.
It's
Big
the
Fan
remix.
Breezy with This is JTV with Lee 4788. We back here with more content as I said, and I ain't gonna lie, I did say I would be here earlier, but we back. Shout out to This is JTV, shout out to Leaf. Man, I thought I was gonna run the ISO. I did send the link though.
Nah, you wasn't gonna run the ISO, bro. Like, listen, long as this nigga easy then come up in here try to waste my time for 20-something minutes talking about why I'm shitting on some players and everything.
Hold on.
Damn.
And I gotta say to the chat, when y'all see this, hear this, no, I couldn't clip it up. The video ended at 2 hours and 2 seconds. The AI said if it's 2 hours or more, we won't do it. I gotta end the video at an hour and 59. When it gets to an hour 59, no matter who's talking, even if I'm talking, I'm liable to cut it off. That'll be the last, and I mean the very last time that happens. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
I thought you was gonna do it right then and there. I was like, all right, this nigga gonna hit the button at like 1:59.
I was trying to let him
trying to do an outro and shit, bro. Like screw that. Send the video.
Hold on, here you go. I'm gonna read the content because this is about Brian Lewis. You know, he close to the Brooklyn Nets, so we're gonna read the content. Then I'll get my take on it. Next, Jordy Fernandez keep an NBA draft strategy close to the vest. By Brian Lewis. When the NBA hosts its annual draft lottery on May 12th in Chicago, the Nets contingent there is assured of its first lottery pick since 2010. And Coach Jordy Fernandez is going to be on hand and ready for some franchise-changing fortune, hoping the ping pong and ready for some franchise-changing fortune. I'm read that intentionally twice. Hoping the ping pong balls will bounce Brooklyn's way. I will be in Chicago, Fernandez said. I will be with a group, and as you guys know, there's a lot going on there. and we're just ready to be lucky. Ready to be lucky. Just ready to be lucky. If there was ever a time for the Nets to get lucky, this might be it. There are fewer inflections points that this pivotal. Okay. The Nets have the sixth best odds in the lottery, meaning they'll have a 9% chance of the number one pick in Cooper Flag. The Nets have 37.2% chance of getting a pick somewhere in the top four. They have 50.3% odds of landing either seventh or eighth. Right. Obviously, we have a very important someone here, Seth Fernandez, who won a PS1 in honor of St. George's Day, distributing roses and books in a customary tradition in the Catalonian holiday. They will be working and organized and excited because obviously with the draft and everything we have going on. Right. So then it says the Nets have 5 picks in June, 4 first rounders in their own second. Beyond the lottery, Brooklyn will select 19th, 26th, 27th, and 36th. They also have 20-year-old Derek Whitehead and Noah Clowney, both younger than a third of its incoming class. It begs the question of whether the Nets would trade a pick and how many prospects can they develop at the same time. Now, I like that part. That's the part that I read. This is part of the reason why I did the live in the first place. It says, and how many prospects can they develop at the same time? We're gonna all talk about that. Me, Leaf, and Jay. And it says, yeah, it's a good question. Probably a question more for General Manager Sean Marks that it is for me, Fernandez Demurred. So he deflected when they asked Jordy Fernandez, how many players can you play and develop? And, with all of the draft picks you got, he said that decision isn't up to me. It's up to Sean Marks. Basically, I'm I'm paraphrasing. Then he says, I'll be ready to coach whatever group we put together. And the coaches, as we always try to do, will help them get better and show them the way and the habits and be connected and do all the things we've been preaching and build the identity we want to build. Whoever Brooklyn does end up taking Fernandez will have an active role. Exactly. And this is why I wanted to do the live too, because yes, an active role means they're gonna be in a rotation. I'm thinking a starter. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing all of this for somebody to come off the bench. And then it goes, there's going to be no surprises at the draft, who we draft, because he would have a say in it, Marks said. So Marks is saying about Jordy, it's not going to be a surprise who we get because he's going to help us decide who he wants to, be on the team, play with, who he wants to coach, who they think they could create a superstar with. Remember, Jordy Fernandez wants to get his name up too. Even what if he could groom a superstar with one of the first lottery picks the Brooklyn Nets ever got, right? So it's a lot for Jordy and him being active and, you know what I'm saying, on the pick. Again, they said there's going to be no surprises at the draft, who we draft, because he would have had a say in it. Mark said the staff is empowered to voice an opinion, and we truly collaborate on this stuff. We have a year under our belts of understanding Jordy's system and how he wants to play and what sort of talent he's looking for. What sort of talent he's looking for, what attributes he's looking for, what's important to him is super important, right? Fernandez was coy about which attributes are important to add in this draft: shooting, lift, defense, etc. So he didn't really say much. Coy about okay. Then he says, but whatever the case, his input will carry weight. He said, yeah, obviously this is my first time as a head coach going through this process, so it's going to be nothing like I've done before. Fernandez said, Sean always talks about collaboration, and that's what I'm ready for. I'm ready to help and do whatever I can to give my opinion. But at the end of the day, Sean and his group, what they do is they watch these kids live and on tape, and they've been watching them for a while, so they're the experts. Me and the coaches will be there to support and help, so it's an exciting summer. So again, he basically saying he's going to have a say on who, but he don't get the final decision. And as far as watching college players, he's saying that's what the GM do. And not for the assistant GM that went to Charlotte Hornets to become the GM. I forget his name. It leaves me now. But he basically said, yeah, that's his job. His job is to scout the players. He the one goes to the games. The assistant GM goes to the games. You just, you know what I mean? For lack of better words, report back to the GM like, yo, I believe in this guy. Well, I don't know about this guy, whatnot. But yeah, I thought this meant for interesting conversation. We're gonna go to Jay first, man. Jay, talk to us. What you think about all this? What you think about Jordy Fernandez having to say, when it comes to who we draft next season? I mean, this season.
It seems like they invested in Jordy Fernandez. It seems like they care what he think about and view him as a piece moving forward. So they're gonna help let him make decisions on what happens moving forward. But I see when they asked what question they asked, and he was like, "Yeah, that's more of a question for Sean Marks."
Scroll. Let
What
me see.
what was that?
And it's the one where he's talking about for how many players we going to develop this season.
Right,
I remember.
right, because that means they might be trading some of them picks. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. But would you agree if they did trade the picks? You think you would trade some of those picks? And when the picks you talking about, let me just pull the picks up that you might be talking about because they got some like 20s. Here, go right here, Jay.
Hmm.
19, 26, 27, and 36. When you scramble all that up, you know what I'm saying? Would you trade 3 of those to get in the lottery? Would you trade 4 of those to get in the lottery?
Who knows? Trade him again in the lottery. Trade him again in the lottery next year. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. The Nets have 5 picks in June, 4 first rounds and a second round. Damn. I'm trading up. I ain't gonna lie to you. They let me get in the lottery. I'm getting either Dylan and Queen or Fizz and Queen, or if
Hmm.
you know what I mean, or something like that. I don't. But do you need Queen if you get Ace Bailey? You want Ace Bailey and Queen? That's tough. I don't think
Yeah,
that
man.
is that possible.
Like people keep saying, we need all the help we could get. So if we could get some top level talent, let's get them. But
Yeah,
everybody keep talking about next year draft too. What about that?
I mean, I think more. I think it's about getting it right this year.
Okay.
I think it's more them having to lean on making sure they do the right thing because they did so much with G League talent with Keon Johnson and Tyrese Martin and all the players that they signed. Feel me? So I feel like they look like if they get a lottery pick, and that's the weight that I put on us getting a top 3 pick is if the NBA looking at the Brooklyn Nets and said, look how well they did with G League talent. What if they did get a top 3 pick? They could make a superstar. But the NBA needs a new superstar. What coach could give us a superstar out of all of the coaches that's going to get these picks? Jordy Fernandez. I don't know, Jay. And when you
Coaches make
just
superstars now? I didn't know that. Coaches make superstars now, my nigga.
no, I'm just saying, coaches give them the opportunities to become that superstar. Give them the right situation, put them in the right offense.
I was just
You don't
watching.
got Cam
I was
Johnson
just
right now.
I
watching the
don't
doc.
remember
Oh
a
wait,
time in the NBA when that ever happened.
I was just watching the documentary just now. Phil Jackson turned Kobe into a superstar.
Talk your shit.
Okay.
He turned
Phil,
Yeah.
Kobe into a superstar. So
yeah,
Kobe,
man.
I
So
gotta give you
Kobe
the big
wasn't an
picture.
Co-
all star. So was Kobe
Kobe,
wasn't an all star before
Kobe.
he met
Wait,
when you
Phil
Kobe
gave him the
Jackson.
had
That's what you're
big
telling
screen
me.
Kobe.
for that, dog. Wow.
Kobe,
Dog,
look,
dog,
Kobe
you get the
had
big picture,
Kobe
dog.
had what like 2 coaches before Phil Jackson. Neither one
Right.
of them really worked out. He was coming off the bench. Kobe couldn't find a way to fit in the system right when Phil Jackson got there. Phil Jackson had to get Michael Jordan to sit down and talk to him to get him to work with the triangle offense.
I don't know
Uh,
how accurate that is, but I
I
mean,
just watched
It's
the
gotta
whole
be some kind of
documentary about
accuracy there.
Kobe
They gotta
and
have a good
Shaq and how
relationship.
they couldn't get along the whole time, and about the dynasty, how they wasn't getting along, and was like off and on again relationship between Kobe and Shaq during the whole dynasty. And basically that's what they were saying. That was they angle because it seemed like Kobe didn't really flourish until he got Phil Jackson as a coach.
All right, hold on, but let's slow it down. Let's go to Leaf
Kobe
tonight.
was an all
Everybody's talking
star in
about that.
'98.
Oh,
Just to let y'all know. But
yeah, no, I appreciate you, but let's not get too far from the article. We're gonna get back to when let Jay finish, and then we're gonna pass it to Leaf. You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna go to easy. But I
Uh,
want the Leaf to speak on the article. You know what I
yeah, let him
mean?
go.
Oh,
I
I.
mean, listen, it seemed everything seemed pretty ironclad to me. I mean, we all kind of knew what they was going for. I mean, in terms of the pieces that they're gonna move forward with out of the draft. I mean, obviously, the coach that they just hired and had the great rapport with and everything, and they was very impressed with what he could do with the young talent this past year. So they're gonna move forward with that in the draft. As far as the picks, as far as trading picks or whatever, if you're gonna trade, if you planning on trading picks to move up, you might as well trade picks, bro, to go get you to go get yourself another young piece, whether it be from the draft or from another team. I don't care where it's from. Be honest with you, bro. Like I mean, like we said, we need all the help we could get. I mean, I'm not solely bent on this trading the picks that we basically just came up on, like on basically a gold mine, and we basically fleeced the team in Manhattan, man, and let
But
them
nah,
niggas
but
sink 'em.
leave. But not again. Let's not be blindsided by the small glories and get to the big glory. Now, Pete, just look at it, and this is a more of a question, not more of a see how I see it. But we discussing this as Nets fans, right? Nets fans, another Net fan. Far as the question in the article about how many players are going to actually be developed to be in the rotation. Now, I'm not saying that we're looking for a big three, but at the end of the day, you know what you got. You know you can rely on Zaire to do what he do. You know you can rely on Cam Thomas to do what he do. But there's still room for improvement in those two players. Clowney, he could get his minutes took. Now, I'm saying that's going to be contingent on the draft. So I'm asking you, like, how many players do you think they should, with those picks in the first round? You think all of those picks should be in the rotation, just contingent on what you see thus far? You feel what I mean? Like, I want to ask the question the right way. Like, we do use those picks just because that's what it is, and it say it don't change. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, I right. I'm not gonna say what I right, but I'm just saying to say for you to answer. Like, you see what I mean? Like, he run a 10-man rotation. How many players is fin? You know what I'm saying? Be playing next season.
I mean,
How many should we play or develop? Is my question.
it depends. It depends on the long term. I mean, obviously the draft is going to be contingent on it. I mean, if we decide to trade up, after like I say, what we had the 20th and the 26th pick, and trade up to get probably what a 18th or a 17th, whatever the case may be. If that is a possibility, those are the players that would probably be a part of it. Depends on how we draft. Um, if you end up getting Fizz and then end up getting Fleming and Danny Wolf, then you probably got pieces that you want to continue with, but based on their age and their rookie scale contracts. And if you got Queen or Fizz, and then Fleming or the Queen or Ace or Fliz, Ace or Queen and somebody else, man. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, so we don't really
Yo,
know. We don't
i-
really know, bro, until the rosters is all set in stone
Yeah, I'm not gonna
after
lie
the
to
in
y'all.
in
draft.
those in
So
those mock draft simulators, can you trade up? Can you try to trade up?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know. I
I
mean,
haven't done
know.
it.
that's a mock draft. So like you like they're not going to include trades right there because they don't even know how other teams are thinking.
But it's the
You know what
Exactly.
I'm
same
saying?
shit. It'll probably be like 2K. They will use the AI to
Yeah,
figure out because the
but
same
Jay,
way they draft for teams' needs, they don't know what the team really think, but they draft for teams'
I
no,
needs.
mean,
no, but
I don't know if they
this
have
what
a
I'm saying.
trade simulator
Yeah,
for
I
that
seen that
though.
part.
No,
That's what
no,
I'm
no,
asking.
no,
They do
no. But Jay,
team.
this is what I'm saying though. Like other niggas that's doing the mock drafts, they don't know every other team needs and their financial situation, so they're not equipped to make a trade simulator. You know what I'm saying? And like there is no trade simulator that could like, okay, we want to get our Scoot Anderson, so we're gonna attach a pick to him and
No,
move
I'm
up in
talking
the
about.
draft.
Oh, I got.
You know what I'm
I'm just
saying? So
talking.
like there's no like they don't have the technology yet to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
For
got you.
the situation we talk about though, I think for this one right here, we have to do a case by case study on all the teams that when they drafted and when they selected play. Hold on. I got truck. I'm outside right now. Shit.
Well,
So
somebody need to try it in 2K then, because I'm sure you could try it in 2K.
no, you could try in true 2K, but you're not gonna get like in time like real time trades. Like okay, Portland moved up from like 5 to like 3 or some shit like that. You're not gonna get some shit like that.
I'm just saying, uh, see if you could package them 3 picks for somebody's lottery pick, and just see what the AI says.
Yeah, I feel you.
I
But hold
mean,
on, be easy.
Somebody,
You,
if y'all 2K players, somebody try it on 2K.
hold on, I
I
want to
I
eat.
would we have to set up the draft board and the
Oh, we got
in
to
the
see what pick we get first. Well,
yeah. We I like it. We have to do. It's
Real,
like a whole process and a whole some, and you have to put like the. I don't even know if they still got to upload draft classes and shit like they used to have. I'll be honest with you, bro. Like I don't know how 2K do it this year in terms
no,
because
nah, hold on,
We
real
got
quick,
the we got the fans for man. Just you feel me? That's what we got, bro. So we come up.
real quick. So here's my thing, right? Because Breeze brought up an interesting question that I want to just rebuttal a question and tap onto. Because he said, "Yo, Jordy run a 10-man rotation, right? So how many people we drafted, and plus how many people you think about to get player developed? When we think
mhm.
about contending teams, all the contending teams right now, what are the players that they developed? They developed themselves.
okay, well OKC you got
OKC, and then so name the team and name how many players they developed.
okay, well OKC they had Mike Daugherty. I want to say for the last 3 4 years, probably going on 4 or 5 years or something like that. So SGA wasn't 30 points a game when they got him, so you developed him. Casey Wallace,
But that wasn't
Aaron.
homegrown talent though. You traded for that.
Nah, they
Yeah,
developed him
I
enough.
know that, but I'm just sticking to the timeline because yeah, you did trade for him, but
Nah,
in
you can't
case.
stick to the timeline in this situation. This situation, we just gotta stick to the
Oh,
people
okay,
that
all right.
we getting.
Okay, the picks. Okay, all right. So
Right.
I guess you could say Chet I mean, but even though Chet was kind of impact right away, he came in that one year, he redshirted, and then played 82 games, and then
Well, he got hurt.
uh,
He didn't redshirt himself. He got hurt. So
yeah,
you
he
know.
did get hurt. I mean, oh, all right. So I mean, Nikola Topic is still in the vault. Aaron Wiggins, Casey Wallace, they picked. Jalen Williams, they picked. The other Jalen Williams, they picked. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he barely get burned though. So like, he's
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
like
I mean, well, yeah, he's one of the best.
he not in the contending
Who
rotation. I'll
else?
say that.
Isaiah Joe, who they picked. So that's like I want to say 4 players right there. I want to say like I mean that's in rotation for them. Casey Wallace is one of the better young defenders. Lou Dort, I guess if you want to put him in there because he been with the Thunder the whole time. So that's about 5 6. I want to say about close to 5 6 players. If I'm missing somebody, I could think. I'm
Nah, but
trying to think of
it's
somebody because they picked up. They
it's
basically
still
picked up
emphasis on the
Hartenstein. They big.
point they're using draft picks for their rotation, bro.
Yeah. No. But I'm getting to that. OKC is one of the few teams that's have done
Well,
that.
well, well, we could go down that route if you want to, but one of my point
I want
is,
to.
and we could go down that route if you want to, because that's a good point too. I didn't think about that, but one of my point is so because Breeze brought up Jordy running a 10-man rotation, and I keep on talking about everything looked good, but like, all right, right now we in the playoffs, right? The playoffs look like a completely different game than what was going on in the regular season right now, bro. Like it looked
How so?
completely different. So, bro, OKC not even playing. They kind of playing the same way, but like things are not happening the same way. That offense that Memphis was running in the early in the season, that should not hold in weight right now, nigga. The
Yeah,
Clippers,
because Taylor Jenkins got fired. I
but
don't know
that was
what they
the that
running
was
now.
But that was the offense of the coach that's in there right now. So
Was it?
It is. It was Tomas' offense. It was his offense that he brought in.
So he's the one that wanted to give the ball to Triple J and let him work like 15 feet in and
Well,
let
I
John
wouldn't say
Morant
just give the ball to him. I would say they didn't want the ball
and
like
stuck in John
Hold
Morant's
on.
hands.
right.
Hold on, y'all. I don't want to deviate from the. I do want to have this conversation. I'm listening to y'all, but I wanted to. I'm glad y'all said that, but I'm saying all I have to say. This is probably the party I don't like of the show, which I love. It's the title of the show. Should the Brooklyn Nets build around Cam Thomas in our next draft? Now, what I was trying to say in that's not clickbaiting. What I was trying to say with that is they're gonna have to play next to they're gonna play next to Cam Thomas as a teammate. And when they play next to Cam Thomas as a teammate, you're gonna see a lot gonna happen, bro. You're gonna see a lot happen. And as much as y'all may not want to realize that the Brooklyn Nets are gonna utilize Cam Thomas on how they build this roster, if Jordy Fernandez is really a 10-man rotation, not to debate y'all whether or not Cam Thomas is coming off the bench in that rotation or a starter, just so I can move forward with the conversation, right? He part of that rotation, right? Now that being said, with the kind of game that he play, as far as who he draft, again, emphasis him being an assistant coach, seeing Jokic. Emphasis on him being an assistant coach, seeing Sabonis. If he do get Derek Queen, I won't be surprised. You put Derek Queen and Cam Thomas on the same team. You put Derek Queen or you put Cam Thomas and any player that we draft on the same team, we're a playing team, dog.
So
Listen,
Breeze,
well,
real quickly,
go ahead, bro.
So Breeze. So here's my question, right? So because you saying whichever player they draft, that guy play with Cam Thomas, and from what I'm hearing, you're expecting big things or great things. Pause, but you're expecting good things. So my thing is right, and I'm like Cam Thomas a bucket, and he's a good player. But so if this young player comes in and he elevates this team to a play-in situation, wouldn't the organization make their eyebrows raised like the Rock at Cam Thomas?
No, they're gonna. What I'm saying as a duo, they're not gonna. Hold on, I want to stay with your point. I don't think the franchise, a second-year head coach, is going to put all of the pressure on a rookie from a second-year head coach. It's not a veteran head coach. And if he already running the 10-man rotation, he's not going to put all the pressure on a rookie in the first place. But putting a player like that next to a natural born scorer like Cam Thomas, bro, he's going to get a lot of open looks because they double Cam Thomas. It's going to be easier to develop him in real time because of the open looks he'll get because he already got a teammate that's going to be drawing the double teams.
Are we talking about drafting a playmaker or a very good to great scorer?
Shot creator. They didn't give no hints on who they're going to draft in this.
No. But I'm talking about you from like your vision because
they don't know.
But real quick, Breeze. So like what I'm hearing from you, your vision, and from what I've been listening to you, from what you've been saying, your vision right now, from what I'm hearing, is kind of split. What you're describing right now is an elite playmaker with good scoring skills. But from what I heard, you've been saying we need an extra shot creator on this team because you can't put that whole weight on Cam Thomas. So this player that you have in mind that we drafted, no matter who it is, whoever that could be, what do you have in mind? Elite playmaking or elite shot creation? And I'm using the word elite, but it's not elite. Like we're not talking about KD, but like elite for like the kid at their age. Like what are you talking about? Elite playmaking or elite shot creation? That you plan on drafting with Cam Thomas for him to excel or the team to excel.
I think they want to compliment Cam Thomas. I think a part of the reason why I think Derek Queen got so much motions, so I got so much hype about it, is because of the Sabonis Jokic point, and also this season he took a lot of 3-pointers, so he is looking for shooters who could catch and shoot, who could really a lot of catch and shoot, You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't asking a lot of them to pump fake and put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. He asked that from Keon Johnson. You see it from him. You see some of it from Tyrese Martin, but more he asked them to catch and shoot, and we seen them catch and shoot. And maybe that is because he wants to draft an inside player. Like he got the players that he wants to score on the perimeter and to defend the perimeter. Now he need an interior player, and with him being an assistant coach, seeing I love that Sabonis Jokic point, man, because it really make me feel like Derrick Queen might be a player that's realistically a player if we can't get the top three. But I think we might get the top three.
The only thing I'm gonna say to that is that it's a couple of things because we all
Sabonis
know.
and Jokic?
No. He said Sabonis.
No, he said Sabonis and Jokic tag.
No,
Like, my God,
he
yo.
didn't. He didn't mean that. Not Sabonis.
No, he
yes,
meant
I
that
did.
shit.
No,
Yes, he
meant,
did. You see, he meant that shit, bro.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying.
he was the assistant coach with the Sacramento Kings. He watched Sabonis play.
yeah, but I don't think Jokic was the name that you meant to say though. You probably meant
Yes, it
somebody
was.
else.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, bro.
Sabonis is somebody that plays inside of the 3-point line. Jokic
Right.
is somebody that plays inside the 3-point line. This whole entire season, we watched Jordy Fernandez play the perimeter and take more threes than twos or heavy with the 3-pointers. If he was doing that just to warm up to a player like Derrick Queen, it would make sense because he was an assistant coach. Why? He's seen Jokic become Jokic. How about that? He's seen Jokic.
Oh, you talking about the time he was in Denver? Yeah, he did. Yeah, I get what you're saying with that
I think you're
aspect,
talking about the archetype.
So why wouldn't he
yeah,
look at
I
a
think
player
what you,
like Derrick Queen? Like how much
well,
what I'm saying makes sense?
listen. As far as them wanting to do the XYZ around Cam, we all know you think that they gonna do XYZ around Cam Thomas. But at the same time, this goes back to the comment from the last video about I said how many years it's going to take for us to get to point
Contending
A and
against
point
them.
B and to become a playoff team and true playoff team and contender by that time. I think that whoever the person that delivered that comment, they said, ain't that basically wasting Cam Thomas years or whatever the case was,
Yeah,
which
I
is the
remember
shit.
that.
I don't know who delivered the comment, but
I think it
just
was a
going,
comment
yeah,
on the chat, and then we
yeah, it
started
was a
going
comment in
into.
the chat along the last video, and did that,
I want
and
to say Osmosis Jones. I want to say
yeah, I want to say
Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis Jones delivered that comment, and going back to that, bro, like this is something that I was trying to get out for the entire year because the thing is, I don't and Easy is saying it, bro, like I don't know a team that's building around somebody that they basically wasted almost 5 to 6 years of having on their roster in the first place.
They get
And that's the
Elfrid, even though they find it useful.
that's the position that Cam Thomas is basically
But
in.
that's
And now
listen. I hear that. I understand what y'all saying, but that's not the narrative. That's not the picture that I was painting, right? And I'm keeping it real with you. It sounds funny, but it's the truth, bro. The way I see it is Cam Thomas first 2 seasons, they didn't pretty much what's his face?
They didn't care about him. They didn't care about him.
Yeah,
they didn't care about him.
They wasn't worried about putting him in.
I don't think they cared about him last year, bro, because he
Right.
didn't have no role last year and he averaged 22.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, again, because I thought he got a lot of say from being here in the first place because of Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant not being here, but he's still being here. I think he always felt like he might be on his way out. Like, no, real shit. And on top of that, I think the fact that he got the fans on his side because of those 340-point games and other games. And again, when it was him and KD and like DDJ, we was winning. Like we was really winning games, bro. We was 21-9. I would never forget those 30 games. And that's when I realized that he could really play. He's a bucket. And I'm saying that to say, I think the Brooklyn Nets seen that too. And from then, he was still kind of like on the hot seat. But every time he had a quota to meet, or he was supposed to show that he played, developed, like he didn't have a 3-pointer, then he developed the 3-pointer. And that's because he wanted to stay with the Brooklyn Nets. So I think everything they asked of him as a player, he's done. Or he would have been traded, bro. That's how I feel. And if he would have asked out, like, yo, everybody else getting traded, KD and Harden, he in his own words, said Harden is my favorite player. If he didn't feel like it'd benefit him staying, he wants to be a number one option one day. And I think he feels, Cam Thomas, that his best opportunity to be a number one scoring option on any franchise in the NBA is the Brooklyn Nets. I think that's part of the reason why he's still here.
Well,
And
part of the
go ahead, Leaf. Go ahead. Take it
hold
away.
on. Last time, he said part of the reasons why he's still here. Part of the reason why he's still here is because I never heard of any trade package that included us giving up Cam Thomas. We didn't. Listen. If by any chance Sean Marks was trying to shop him, which I don't think he was, and I didn't hear nothing about. It's probably and probably the reason why he was never in no trade package is probably because 29 other teams probably hung up the damn phone.
No, bro, that's bad business, bro. Like, let's think about it real quick, because we saw his contract. He's making like $2 million a year. You don't just throw a guy like that as filler on a contract, bro. So like at that point, real talk, you got to do business in the NBA. You have to wait him out or offer him a contract that he takes. But either way, it's still going to be extension, so he's still going to be under the same money. But you got to wait out this contract, because it's still great value for you. You don't want to give somebody else that value just for a pickup or a throwaway. So you wait that out, you give him a different contract, more money onto it, and then you get more bang for your buck back in a trade. Because just giving them up, you giving up a 20-point score for $2 million, bro.
For $2 million.
You basically give him a Louis V jacket for $2, bro. Come on, now,
basically.
Dog. Come
when
on,
you know when you notice when you put some more money on it, and then it's actually said $22 million a year, then you'll probably get a little bit more bang.
And a pick back now.
Exactly. And you could probably get a little bit more for your buck in the CBA. But like the reason why Cam Thomas was never in no trade package is because he was only making $2 to $3 million. That you don't trade somebody that's showing flashes of 340-point games in a row and showing flashes of being a 20-point scorer in this league at any rate. Wherever you want to put him, you don't sell him when he's making only $2 million. That's what you don't do. It seems like it's three. It seems like it's a three-headed dragon with three different brains on this. On one side, bro, it's Sean Marks' brain, but like, yo, listen, we probably gonna pay him, see how much we can get for him. Once we pay him, we give him the set money, do da. But you can't trade. But you can't do a sign and trade with restricted free agents, as far as I know. As far as I know, you can't
lose Cam Thomas for nothing. That's another.
Yeah. You can't lose Cam Thomas for nothing. So like they're gonna match. So they're gonna match the offer sheet. That's number one. So like, listen, all signs.
They have to match the offer sheet. I mean, they don't have to necessarily have to, but if
they have to, because they don't want to get there. They don't want to let him go for nothing.
No, but hear my thing, right? Hear my thing, Breeze, right? Before anything, right? And I don't know if we ever gonna get that information in time, but we just have to find out the number they want to pay Cam Thomas. Once we find out that number,
if I'm not mistaken, Kobe White is up for a contract too this year, and the Bulls probably want to do the same shit with him that this front office want to do with Cam Thomas. Whether it's pay him his sad money, bro, and try to get a little bit more bang for your buck, bro. Like you was talking about, bro. Like you was talking about.
Hold on. Again, this is the closest thing to having Cam Thomas in a trade situation. This is NetsWire. An article by NetsWire basically talking about Giannis coming to this team. So I imagine if it would be something like
Giannis.
This. But I don't know. So that's why
Giannis?
I wouldn't even trade Cam Thomas for Zion, and I like Zion, and I want him, bro. So I'm
Giannis. What? Read this article. Yeah, my fault. What?
It's the Brooklyn Nets are just beginning an off season that will most likely be one of the Significant change for a franchise that is committed to building a contending team in short order. In short order, okay. Brooklyn will have 4 first-round picks in the upcoming 2025 NBA draft, and they are projected to have the most cap space in the league. But they could be disappointed by a player not seeming available for trade. I don't disappointed. I don't know. Who wrote
I
this
think
article?
hold up. Wait, listen. Just to stop you
Hold
for a
on. Let me
minute.
finish.
Look,
Hold on. Let me finish. He says, from talking to people in and around Milwaukee, Giannis has given no indication throughout this entire season he is not 100% focused on maximizing what the Bucks have. ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst said during a recent episode of Brian Windhorst in the Hoop Collective podcast, with the Milwaukee Bucks trailing the Indiana 0-2 in their first-round playoff series, people around the NBA are once again wondering if Antetokounmpo could be playing basketball for another team next season.
I
This is
remember
people in
episode
the
that.
league looking at the lay of the land, not anything Giannis has said to anybody. Windhorst clarified. I realize we're getting ahead, but this is what people in the league are talking about as they're watching the series. Okay. My Hope Hype Michael Scotto says recently to Yes Network, Megan. So basically, okay, you talking to Megan? What you said to Megan? Megan Triplin that Antetokounmpo would be the top player on the trade market if he decides that he wants to change the scenery. If Antetokounmpo would like to play for another team after this season ends, reports have linked Antetokounmpo to the Nets due to the Nets being open for the opportunity to trade for a difference-making player like him. Based on the Windhorst said on his podcast, it seems like Antetokounmpo is still playing in Milwaukee, given that those who will speak on the matter have not heard anything to the contrary. To that point, Brooklyn has other matters to worry about, including the draft beginning on June 25th. But it seems like matters could drastically change for them if they are lucky enough to draft Duke forward Cooper Flag to potentially pair him with Antetokounmpo. Okay, rest in peace, man. My mother.
What the fuck? Wait, that last
So,
sentence
so
is crazy, dog.
right, right,
What?
right, 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 right. This is interesting. This is interesting. This
Who
is
wrote that article
almost
again?
like, and look, and I was gonna say this. This is almost like um the whole LeBron thing with the Lakers. If they match Giannis with Cooper Flag, dangerous. Just dangerous. It's
yeah. I
dangerous.
mean, if we
That's dangerous.
listen, if we match Giannis with Cooper Flag, I highly doubt Cam Thomas is still here. I highly
But
doubt that.
matching, but
Matter of fact,
matching.
he gonna be here. Matter of fact, Leaf, he gonna be here. You need that guard. You need that explosive
I
guard
mean,
that
yeah,
they that they.
I understand that, but what is the Bucks looking for in return if that happens?
Nah, that's the question right there. Because
That is
they
the
said Cooper
question
and Giannis.
because if we're keeping Cooper and Giannis, I can guarantee you that most of the most, if not the rest of the picks in this draft, or at least right here,
Are
if we're
going.
smart, because if we don't give up maybe like one pick next,
I don't
maybe
even think they even
one.
care about this draft, Leaf. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't think that they even would want to pick from this draft. They're
I
gonna be
don't
like,
think they
yo.
care about this draft unless Cooper is on this team.
I mean, unless we have like the number one pick overall, like
Yeah.
they find out like we
If
have the
we get
number one pick.
if we get Cooper, bro, and Giannis wants to get traded here,
But that
and
defeats the
that
purpose. They said both. They didn't say either or. They said both. So you can't even put that pick on the table. You can't even put that pick on the table. You
no,
gotta
I'm
use
not.
the other
No,
ones.
I'm not putting on that. I'm not putting that pick on the table. I said, listen. All I said was two things is gonna have to happen, bro. Like, well, one thing is gonna have to happen. Well, two things. Let me get back to two things. We get the number one pick. We get Cooper. If Giannis wants to come here, bro, then Cooper and then only Cooper and him is staying here.
We sold our soul to get Giannis. That's what's about to happen. That's what's
I
gonna
mean, at least we still got Cooper
bro.
in
So
that
my thing is,
scenario.
Dog,
hold
this
on,
what
hold
I be
on.
talking about, bro. Like,
Right. So hold on.
I mean,
Let
shit,
me
we
ask
ain't
go
you.
ahead,
left with
Breeze.
Hold on.
nothing.
Let me ask Easy something real quick. Again, because Easy was bringing up the point that I was saying. If Jordy Fernandez is focused on a 10-man rotation, right? Knowing that, because they're gonna know the health of Giannis. and they know how hard he play, and he's really consistent. But that being said, that's a lot riding on one player. Pause. So why would Jordy Fernandez want to get a player like Giannis on his team in his second year when Jordy Fernandez and Giannis window for winning expectations isn't the same?
Well, let me
I
say
mean,
this real quick.
because Jordy ain't building a team. This the front office is. Jordy is having
Hold on,
say, and he's giving a thumbs up and the thumbs
let
down.
Easy
And
answer the
the
question. Let Easy answer the question.
Real quickly, real quick. So, Breeze. So, real quick. So, one thing I want to say, right, and I'm gonna need you to stop saying this, right, because you contradict your own point. And I understand it's a head coach thing, but either way, I mean, the head coach really just matters about you delegating tasks to everybody else. But if you already been in this position already, you kind of good for it. You can't just keep on saying Jordy is a second year or first year head coach if he been with multiple stars on different organizations like the Kings and the Nuggets. So he's familiar with star players. It's not like it's going to be something new to him. So if a Giannis does come to the team, it's not like it's going to automatically blow his mind. Me personally, I still want to see people in the dance because that's when you really find out about people. When that fire hitting their ass, pause. That's when you find out what the fuck people are made of. But I feel like he'll be confident to do. I feel confident that he'll be able to do something with Giannis if he comes to his team. Now, if he does come to his team, yes, unfortunately, the timeline is pushed up. But I mean, if Giannis comes to the team and he cool with everything that's happening, that's gonna like
But
ease it
that's what
off.
I'm
But
saying. Hold on.
but Breeze, remember, but regardless, NBA is a business, bro. So like, let's just take the Lakers for example. The White Howard helped them win a championship. 2 years later, they not taking the White Howard back. Why the White Howard can't come back? GM and the business people telling them, and the front office telling them like, yo, we not taking anybody over 32 or over 30. You're like, what the fuck? You got that old nigga over there? Yeah, but he been here. When his contract done, he out of here. So they not taking nobody young like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, so I hear your point. Yeah, if you get Giannis, the timeline is accelerated. But this is the NBA. So if you get a over 30 superstar that already has an injury history already, and it got built up from the last team, your timeline unfortunately is accelerated regardless of what's going on,
But no, but
just
what I'm
because of your
saying,
situation.
but again, I'm not this, not necessarily a knock on them, but the fact that if this don't work with Dame, you got Giannis, you got Drew Holiday out there. Don't act like you did. You did. Jimmy Butler bust his ass, but so what? Jimmy Butler was cooking everybody, man. Don't be mad at him because he bust Drew Holiday ass that one series. You was hurt. You wasn't even there to help him. You didn't even have his back. And
Well, I mean,
I mean, bro,
let me
listen,
let me say
that's
this real quick.
that all of that shit is alleged, bro. Like, listen,
hold on,
bro,
hold on, hold
listen.
on, hold on. I'm trying to make a point. The point is, I'll fast forward for you guys. Is the dude Giannis used to having a lot of say. He got a lot of say with the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's
He still do.
alleged, bro.
He
I
still
don't.
do.
We don't know how true that is, bro. Because if he did, bro, like the team would be the same.
Time
NBA
out, bro.
reporters is coming
Time out.
out and putting their name
Listen,
These
and
is
listen.
all
reputation to
alleged,
them
bro.
same
No,
reports,
listen,
bro.
listen. Of course, it's alleged, bro. I'm not. I don't have no inside source to confirm anything that I'm saying. But at the end of the day, they moved off of Middleton, and they probably should have maybe a year or two earlier. But the reason why he was probably still there in the first place is the loyalty Giannis had to him. You feel what I'm saying? And again, like,
I don't know about that.
Giannis is the only one playing at elite level. Middleton and Giannis been there together for a long time, but Middleton ain't been playing elite the same way Giannis be playing elite. They wanted to move off of Middleton the same way with Dame and CJ.
Just to let you know, Middleton was averaging 25 and 9 in the playoffs last year, off of damn near
Over,
50% from the field. Giannis didn't suit up, bro. That's what it was. He didn't suit up.
but for the most part, bro, they're gonna side with Giannis over Middleton. That's the point. Is he got a lot of say? He got more say than Middleton. That's for damn sure. You
Well,
know what
I
I'm
don't.
saying?
I mean, in this situation that we talk about right here, I don't think it says so. I think Middleton got hurt a few years in a row, and the injury that he sustained was very damning, and it happened at the worst possible time, I think, for him. And plus, it was active for a long time because it came into the next season in the beginning. So like, it's just a bad injury all the way. Like it happened, like damn near middle of the season. It took you out throughout the playoffs, and then like you come back like a little bit past the beginning of the next season. You're not all the way there, and then like you're struggling, but you're doing something in the playoffs next year, but like you're struggling, but the other guys get hurt. So like a lot of unfortunate things happen all at the same time. I would say, I mean, maybe you could, I mean, you can say you should have got off Middleton a year early, but then like when you see the team and you see what's going on right now, I say you traded. I mean, you could have got off him a year early. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing you right there, but I think you got off him for nothing. Like you got Kuzma, and he's. I mean, like yeah, he's been good
They
here and
did
there,
get
but
off of
like,
them for nothing, bro. Like because the problem was after that championship year, they came into playoffs, bro, missing either one player or the other. They
right,
came in the year after missing Middleton, but Drew, and that put Drew in the number two spot, which he had to deal with the playmaking and the score and pick up the scoring load and have to play defense, which didn't work. They came in the year after that. They had Middleton, but Giannis got hurt, and then the year after that, Giannis didn't play at all, bro. And then they had Dame and Middleton. So the reality of it is that like they was always missing somebody, bro. It was kind of like Miami. The only thing is, Giannis got a championship to show for it. That's the only reality of it. These last 4 years, if you look at they playoff woos and they failures or whatever, they was always
All
missing
right, so
somebody that was
let's
important to that championship core, bro. They was
right,
either
right,
always
but
missing Middleton or always missing Giannis.
let's keep it there. When you look at the teams in the playoffs, right? Don't it look like for the most part they got two shot creators in their starting lineup? That's fair to say, easy. That's fair to say. I'm saying that to say like that's how you build a championship roster. We're just looking at the teams that's in the playoffs. Niggas,
oh,
niggas said the Golden State Warriors ain't got a chance now because Jimmy Butler ain't there. He is
you, you,
shot creator, ain't he?
so we talk about the championship team or just like the
Jimmy is
contending
more than
teams?
a
Not
shot
just
creator for
like the.
that team, though.
All right, so hold on. Again, as Nets fans, I think we agreed that building a roster. You talking about like build a bed, we building a roster.
Right.
You want a 10-man rotation, so that's one thing, right? You can see some of the playoff teams running deep rotations, but not all of them. Now, I'm saying that to say that could be debated, but I'm just trying to look for something more sturdy, more concrete. With the
Okay.
championship teams, the best teams with Cleveland, do they have two shot creators in their starting lineup?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Boston, they two shot creators in
Them
their starting
niggas
lineup.
got about four.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? They got four on the Western Conference,
Yeah, five. I'll say five, but okay.
five
I mean,
in the West.
five, four. I mean, I gave him four, but I mean, because I think Derek White is more of a spot up nigga. But
Well, I saw this nigga shoot some shit off the dribble the other game ago, so I'm like, this nigga is
I
on some
mean, but
shit.
I mean, but I mean, his off the dribble shooting ain't something they rely on, bro. Like, I mean,
Bro, this one game, this nigga damn near put up 23s, bro. If he doing shit like that, bro, that's a threat, my nigga.
Yeah,
That is a
but
threat.
that's off of design plays though, bro. Like they don't lean on to rely on his
No, no,
creation.
but Leaf,
Like,
hear what I'm saying, though, and your mic is going in and out. But hear what I'm saying, bro. Hear what I'm saying. There, like, so like what you're saying, like he's basically spot up or like off a pick, off a flare, off a down screen, quick
right.
shoot. I'm telling you, this man is for more than one possession, more than one shot. He's taking the ball from the right wing and going to the top of the key, and before the ball come back down to the floor, he's pulling up. That's a
Yeah.
threat right there, my nigga. We could say yeah, that's design right there, but before anything, there's not a lot of 3 and D guys that could do that simple shit right there.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Yeah, yeah.
threat right there.
Listen.
That's a heavy threat.
I understand on it, but there's a difference between doing that in stretches of a game, and as opposed to being having it relied on night in and night out. That's not what the Boston Celtics is relying on. The if
But remember,
anything,
we're talking about third or fourth option. It's not like we talk about like the
yeah,
number
yeah,
one
yeah.
or
We
number
are
two.
talking about third or fourth option. Chris Porzingis is getting more in the court. Porzingis is getting more one on ones from the free throw line and on some Dirk shit, bro. And his shot creation is one dribble pull up because of the advantage.
Right.
The like when we think of the shot creators, bro, they also have to create for others on a team. We think of Drew Holiday, who was able to be in the post and create little mismatches here and there because he on nights he has to be the best playmaker when Jason Tatum is just shit in the bed and just throwing ducks and throwing turnovers and shit. Or Jalen Brown has a favorable matchup, so he's 1-on-1, bro. Everything they realistically do is mostly by shot making as opposed from shot creating. You know what I'm saying? So because they shoot a lot of threes. So I mean, realistically, bro, like you could say from first visual perspective that the Boston Celtics got five shot creators, but realistically, bro, once you look at the second and third, now that you realistically you only see throughout the course of the game, they really only got maybe 3 to 4.
3 to 4, maybe two. Sometimes. No,
Yo,
I hear
but
you.
hold
I hear
on.
you.
But the point is they got two or more.
No, yeah,
That's
I was just about to get right back to that point right there. But they got two shot creators. When we to Bree's point in contention, you need more than one. But I mean, for championship contention, because if you go to some like just teams that could make the playoffs, like I don't see like
I
like if
mean,
we go to
yeah.
like Miami, I only see like
If
one
you
shot creator.
if you go to Atlanta, you see one.
If I go to
Yep.
Atlanta, I see one. If I go to
Yeah.
Chicago, maybe two. But then like that two is like if somebody feeling good that day, because I'm not going to
Hmm.
give the rookie the fucking shot creator, nigga. You a rookie,
No.
so like at that point, like what am I looking at? So like the teams that could make it, yeah,
I think
sure, but then like
Chicago got more of a setup guy, bro, and everybody just fill in the blanks. And
right.
if people are hot that night, then they hot. But I mean, ain't nothing wrong with having like a setup guy or another set shot creator. You know what I'm saying? So if
But
it
this go
works, it
right back to
works.
my question though, Leaf. I posed this question to y'all some while a time ago.
What
What do you
about?
want more on your team? Do you want unlimited shot creators, or do you want multiple guys that could shoot the rock, that got high IQ, that could just pass the rock? Now, granted, I'm not trying to separate the two. Like, okay, the guy that could shot create, they got no IQ, they can't pass the rock. And I'm not saying the guy that could pass the rock, yo, they cannot dribble the rock for nothing. They do not trust him to put the ball on the floor. No, I'm not saying that, but for the most part, if I could compare a team, do you want a team like, let's just say the Celtics, because you like how we said they had like 3 to 4 shot creators on their team. Do you want a team like the Celtics, or do you want a team kind of like Indiana, getting up the floor, moving the rock around, got a guy that can move the rock, but also you got
I
three
mean,
other guys that can move the rock. Everybody shooting, everybody could go into the paint
uh,
and drive. So like,
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but both of them teams are somewhat one and the same. The thing is like the difference is Indiana has a actual, a pure setup guy because like they mostly get like
that
who
can't
makes the
shot create
base.
it. He cannot consistently shot
Yeah,
create it.
he can. Yeah, but he can't consistently shot create in half court sets.
And we
What
see how
Boston?
that fucks them up. We see how
Yeah,
that
yeah,
fucks them
yeah.
up
We
though.
can see how I mess them up. What Boston lives off of right now is it matchup advantages. They living off of switches. They living off of driving kicks and switches, bro. So like
Right.
if the wrong matchup gets switched on, say Porzingis, now he looks more better as a shot creator than he really is. The same thing with Jalen Brown and the same thing with Jason Tatum. If they get favorable matchups, then they look like some of the best shot creators on the court. If you put them on, if they're playing a healthy full strength Orlando team, bro, they're in way much of more of a dogfight than they are. This is one of the reasons why I continuously tell the truth about the Boston Celtics, and a lot of people don't believe it. When they start playing teams, bro, that can match up with them, you see they real true identity. Them niggas, they can make shots, but their shot creation is very, very limited. Trust me. So if in hindsight, Indiana and Boston are somewhat one and the same. The only difference is that you have somebody that could get you fill up the stat sheet in terms of assists and make the basic passes on the break.
so
Not saying that's not Boston. Boston does that collectively. Indiana
so
does that really with one guy.
So hold on. I just because easy here, man, and I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Really want
I be wanting. This is where I be missing. No snooze button, right? Is the Shannon Sharp content? And again, I want to get to your point, and then I want to get ask easy about that.
Hey Breeze, you know we would have cooked 100 high on NSP on that shit right there, boy. We'd have cooked
Yeah, hold
100
on.
high.
Right, hold on. Is the fact that Cam Thomas is one shot creator. So yeah, the Brooklyn Nets realize they're gonna need another shot creator. I wouldn't bet on my marbles that they're gonna pick Derek Queen, but I can see why they would. Now I'm saying that to say the formula to championship rosters to build the championship rosters is two shot creators or more in the starting lineup. You definitely, if you're the Brooklyn Nets, want to get a shot creator. You definitely want this player to be taking 15 to 20 shots a game, bro. Whoever we draft, they said they're gonna have them active immediately, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
So
in the lottery,
so
yeah, I would like to think in the lottery that we would have them
we
acclimated.
drafting a shot creator, and it's not necessarily got to be building around Cam Thomas. We don't have to say it like that.
is
But
15 to
they
20
want
shots a lot of shot for you
another
for a
shot
shot creator?
creator besides Cam Thomas.
But
15
but
to 20,
but
15 to
but is
20
15 to
shots.
20 shots is a lot for a shot creator? Is that a lot
No,
of shots for you
no,
As
that's
a
not a
rookie,
lot of shots.
that's
as
pretty
a
good.
rookie? Even
As
As
as a
a
as a
rookie.
rookie,
if you a lottery pick and we making you a part of the
it
rotation,
depend.
we
It
do all of
depends
those
on how it
rotations for
depends on how
you,
the team is built, bro.
bro.
Like I mean,
We
See
talk about
our
one through
record,
five,
bro.
Leaf. I'm not trying to go down past the fifth. So we talking about 1 through 5. So like if the lowest pick we can get is 5, we talking about a top 5 lottery pick. If we draft a top 5 lottery pick, whoever you want to insert in that spot, pause. But whoever you pick for that player is 15 shots a lot
I could
or not
see
too much.
no 15 shots ain't a lot because I mean you're gonna be
15 to 20
sharing
shots.
you like I mean you're gonna be splitting that prop like it depends on how the shot creation is you're gonna be splitting that with Cam Thomas to take less shots off of him as opposed
Yeah.
to so his 19 and 20 shots is going to be deducted down to about 17 and 15 because the other kid's shot creation is probably going to grow and it's probably going to flourish early as an
And
18, 19 year old.
then peep how Jordy Fernandez he like floor generals. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a point guard. I'm saying all of this about I'm saying this about Derek Queen because I think he's a floor general. He's just not a point guard, but he's like a point forward to extent. Like
So,
he
Yeah, I
could pass
mean he can make basic reads, but like in terms of floor general, I'm thinking of somebody that could
Fizz and Dylan.
play. No, I'm thinking of somebody that could play making on multiple levels, bro. Like I mean, Dylan is fine, bro, but we all know that I'm staying what I've been said, bro. The best passer, the best facilitator in this draft is Jago Demin,
Yeah,
and
but
I'm
no,
not getting
I'm
off that.
saying what's easy. But what he about the top five. I know Diego not top five.
No, he's not going top 5. Neither is Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf is another a top
I'm saying
facilitator in this draft.
so
So
don't
I got
include them
Fizz up.
unless don't include them unless you're trying to tell me.
I mean, Fierce is probably somebody, bro, like that
Okay,
is gonna command attention right away because I
Fizz or
mean,
Dylan.
obviously you're not because Fierce is gonna get downhill and he's gonna shoot. I think Fierce. I mean, if we get Fierce, I'm not mad at getting Fierce, but the
real quick, walk with me in this thought experiment, real quick, real quick. Just walk with me, right? There's roughly 85 shots in a basketball game, right? So let's just break down this shot diet that we're giving everybody, right? So
mhm,
Cam Thomas getting 20 shots. That's 65
Fif-
left.
I say
15 to 20
17.
shots. Yeah, 15 to 20.
So let's lowball it. Pause. Let's give Cam Thomas 15 shots. He's trying to be more efficient, so 15 efficient shots. So there's
Right.
60 left. How much is Cam Johnson getting?
Cam Johnson is probably
About the
getting
same.
he
12.
probably getting 12 to 13.
So there's 48 shots left. So now, how much is, let's just say we bring back D'Lo. How much is D'Lo getting?
D'Lo
Look,
is D'Lo is
oh,
probably gonna get
12 shots, 10 to 12.
on a good night probably 9 to 12 shots. I minimize it to 9 because
So
he probably like the way if we got more shooters then he's gonna be in the facilitator role.
Okay, so let's drop it to 9. So now at that point we only have 39 shots left. How much is Nicholas Claxton going to get?
Nicholas Claxton is gonna get 5 to 6.
So now we're at 33 now. We're at 33 shots. How many is Noah Clowney gonna get?
No, Clowney is gonna get 6. It's probably gonna be threes. He probably gonna get five to six threes.
So now we're at 30. How much is Dayron getting?
They
Wrong.
run they run like his shots is not necessarily gonna be shots. It's gonna be
You get like
putbacks.
8 shots at
He
That
probably he
that still
probably
gets
gonna he
factored into
probably
the
yeah, but
equation.
yeah,
It
it
still
is
gets
gonna
factored
factor
in.
in. But like he'll get like 5 good putbacks, bro. He'll be at 9 points a game, 8 rebounds off the bench because like everybody know he a backup.
That's 25 shots left. How much is Jalen Wilson getting? Because he's on the contract.
Jalen Wilson probably gonna get like 5 threes of his own.
So at that point, we're damn near at 15, 14 shots left. So the rookie from
Hold
just
on, I
doing
thought we was at
enough.
25.
No. Because remember, Dayron, you have to factor in the putbacks into the game because
Right.
even in a regular game, you see putbacks being happening. So those are shots. All because it's not designed plays for you. Those are your shots. So if so, think about it, Leaf. Imagine I have a
On most rotational nights, bro, like we gonna run a 10 man, but like not everybody gonna get the amount of shots that they do every night, obviously, bro.
but
Like
but
so,
but I'm lowballing shit. I
yeah.
mean, every game don't have to be the same, but I'm lowballing shit. Like Cam Thomas just not going to take 15 shots sometimes. Sometimes he going to take 23. Nigga, Cam Johnson could take 18 shots a game. Clarks could take 12. D'Lo could come in and drop and use 15 shots.
Yeah, but
This
that's
is
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying.
Like
The article is basically saying that look, it said, and how many prospects can they develop at the same time? And then he said, yeah, it's a good question. Probably a question more for general manager Sean Marks. Now, if you want to basically develop a player to becoming a shot creator, you want to give them 15 or 20 shots. That's what I'm saying. Like you look, whoever Brooklyn does end up taking, Fernandez will have an active role. Like, yeah, with Fernandez seeing what's going on, look, they even talk about Sean Marks agreeing to Jordy Fernandez system, understanding it and whatnot. And yeah, I think they want to get a Jordy Fernandez type of player. When I look in this draft, I think of Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag. I really look at Cooper Flag at Ace Belly, but more Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag
well,
is like a Jordy
bef-
Fernandez style player. But
before anything,
it never
Said
before
that
happened.
You keep saying that Jordy Fernandez type of player, bro. Like we ain't even accounting for the guards that he's been around, Jamal Murray and De'Aaron Fox. Who was closer to them?
Fizz.
Exactly. All right, and obviously we know Queen is closer to Joker and Sabonis.
Sabonis.
So
Dylan.
the reality, and listen, I think and a lot of things point towards that, but in the event that we get a high enough pick to where Fierce and Queen is not even in our peripheral, bro, and you still got Ace on the board, and Dylan is gone and Cooper is gone, that third pick is most likely gonna belong to Ace.
Bro,
In
you're
the
gonna
same
make this
event,
stretch
and if
four
we
for
get the
sure.
and if we get no, I'm just telling you, in the same event, if we get the first overall pick, I can almost guarantee you, bro. Like you could want Dylan all you want, bro. Like just in terms of fit, but I guarantee you, if
That's
we
Cooper
pick
right there.
Dylan, yeah, if we pick Dylan Harper over Cooper Flag, bro, like
Oh,
I
somebody getting fired, bro.
the Nets,
Unless
bro,
Dylan fucking.
the
Oh my god,
Bro,
boy.
bro,
Oh my god.
Dylan better turn into Dylan better turn into the goddamn Luka Doncic out of the gate.
No, Leaf. You know what this is? You know what this is? This is Blake Griffin and Steph Curry. Except this time around, you're taking Steph Curry number one. So at this point, you gotta hope Dylan Harper has damn near close to a perennial All Star to Hall of Fame career. Like
But
that's the
hold on, let me
trajectory
ask
he's
you,
on.
hold on, let me ask you this.
The
Let me ask you, hold on, let me ask
problem
you,
with
let me ask
that
you.
scenario that you just made. Hold on, I'm passing my. The problem with that scenario that you just mentioned is that Blake Griffin, his first 7 years was 20 and 10 on a Tuesday, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like Steph Curry. didn't come into fruition until year 5
No, but I'm
to
talking
year.
about the impact of the choice, bro. If you, for
Right.
whatever reason, you decide to pick Steph Curry over consensus number one overall pick, Blake Griffin, you as a GM, now you gotta hope everything plans out good that you're there for, because you might get fired the next year if it just don't
Right.
look good the next year.
But look,
So
hold
you
on.
gotta hope it plans out, bro. Like off
Right, hold on.
rip and keep on
Right,
doing that, bro.
right. But I'm saying as a franchise, bro, they want a stretch four. They want to make this a championship team where the four could step out, space the floor, and
So
knock
what they
down.
doing with Clowney?
If they get Ace, they ain't tripping on Clowney. Even if they keep Clowney on contract for the next year or so.
Breeze, you making a controversial statement right now, my brother. Hold
Bro,
on,
they
hold on.
no, bro, they want a stretch four. The
Bruh,
Brooklyn
we
Nets want a
listen.
stretch four. They will make Ace Bailey a
I don't,
three-star
well,
shooter.
listen, like we all paraphrase it. I don't know what these niggas in the front office want, and I don't think they
True,
know what
true.
they want.
No, no,
So,
no. But
so
what I'm saying
Uh,
is, look, Leaf. What I'm saying is, I'm just talking basketball with you, bro. I don't know what they want either. I'm saying they want to stretch four. They gonna make Ace Bailey a 3 or 4. They get the point guard Dylan Harper. They know he gonna play down here. He could get to the basket. He play inside the
you
three
see,
point
I
line.
completely disagree. I think they want an elite playmaker, bro. I think that's what Jordy really wants, bro. I bring it right back to real quick, Breeze. I don't want to cut you off, but I'll bring it right back to a point that Leaf made way back in the earlier in the season when we still had Shake Milton. Shake
But there
Milton
ain't no
came in.
elite playmakers in the top five.
No, no, no. But hear what I'm saying. But you could mold one into that. Hear what I'm saying, bro. Real
Who?
quick, right? I don't know. I don't follow the college draft, but, so like somebody have to answer that for me. But real quick, right? Early in the season, that when we got rid of Dennis Schroeder, if I'm not mistaken, we still had Shake Milton on the team. Shake Milton got put in for a game. He dropped like 7 assists. So Leaf came in like, yo, for some reason, yo, Jordy just know what to do with fucking guards and how to, and where to move the rock at. So if anything, yeah, I hear you about the stretch four part, but like I said, what is Clowney doing? Like I saw one game, Clowney came in, all the shots he took was from the three, like a 6'9", 6'9", 10 guy. All your shots was directly from three. So it's like, yo, you probably wasn't even in the paint for most of the game, my nigga. Like you was just probably on the wing. So if you looking for a stretch four, you probably have that already, but you
But
don't
look,
have the
but this one,
playmaking wing or guard for you.
yeah, no. Listen, I won't debate much of that because success with the Brooklyn Nets is Jason Kidd. You know what I'm saying? And the way he played the game. So of course they would be looking for a playmaker. I think they had the right intentions with Ben Simmons, but you know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons or
Right.
some other shit.
Yeah,
Respectfully,
we
shout
are,
out.
yeah,
I, I'll be
respectfully,
honest. I'll
respectfully.
be
No,
honest
no,
with you.
hold on,
We
hold on.
we
I always
close to
think
we
I,
close to getting that said shot creating playmaking, but that playmaking is not going to be on that level.
yeah,
The only
but no, hold
playmaking
on, hold
that's
on. Let me
on that
finish.
level in this draft is Jaeger.
Hold on. Let me finish my talking point. Well, basically, what I'm saying, they had the right intentions with Ben Simmons, and again, they tried to do what they did with Jason Kidd. It's hard to duplicate what Jason Kidd did for the Brooklyn. I mean, for the
That's an
New
all-time
Jersey
guard right there. That's an all-time point
word.
guard right
So
there.
when you if you was the Brooklyn Nets and you like, yo, we need somebody like Jason Kidd, you might go for a Jeremiah Fizz or Dylan Harper in the top five. Yeah, they probably gonna get a Jaeger in the with one of the later picks, but I'm just talking about the top five. And the reason why I'm saying is I know that they're gonna try to player develop that player, and if they're gonna player develop him into a shot creator, yeah, there's gonna be room for that. And if it's gonna be Dylan or I'd rather it be Dylan and Fish, just because he's a bigger guard, and I don't really want to have a small backcourt. But
I hear that. I
yeah,
hear
that's
that.
what.
Listen, I feel you on that too, but the problem is when you decide to keep going along with Cam Thomas, bro, you present nothing but small backcourt, bro. Like, listen, you ain't. It's nobody that you gonna put tall enough and defensive enough, bro, to cover for what Cam Thomas is not that elite and not that good at. That's the problem here, bro. Like, listen, building a team around somebody that can score on an elite level. The problem is that he's a 6'3" 2 guard. It's not easy to do. It's one of the reasons why it never really worked on a championship scale. A team tried that shit back in 2001. They was called the Philadelphia 76ers. The nigga that was averaging 30, bro, just so happened to be 6 feet, 160 something pounds. You not seeing that ever again.
Man, that nigga went against a giant. But I hear your point. But I mean, so let me ask you this then: how you feel about Dyson Daniels to Trae Young?
How I feel about Dyson Daniels and Trae Young.
Yeah,
Um, the, the same way I feel about the same situation I just said. Dyson Daniels is really a defender. At best, he's a spotter. Mostly 3 and D, bro. Like the person
but you
that you
still got
did.
an undersized guard. He's just mainly
Yeah, yeah,
shooting
yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. But the person that you should have been naming in that equation, bro, was Zachary Reese and what's
But
it
he a
called?
wing though. He not in the backcourt though, so he gonna
No,
be in the
he
front
not
court.
in the backcourt. Yeah, he's not in the backcourt. Right, because I thought he was actually playing the 2 instead of 3. That's Dyson Daniels. But the same exact way I feel about that. It's one of the reasons why Atlanta keep coming in the play-in and 8th seed and 7th seed and shit like that. I don't like that. I don't like that scenario neither. The reality of what's gonna happen this season, in the event that we somehow get a top 3 pick in this draft, if it is Cooper Flag, bro, and if that front office is silly and is wild enough to at least entertain a trade that opposes that is gonna send Giannis over here to pair with Cooper Flag, Cam Thomas is most likely going with his new. This is just a fact.
No. I'm not disagreeing with that. But my thing is though, so like, cause like, if you trying to get, I mean, the goal is to have both of them niggas here. Now that would be a crazy timeline. I don't know how that timeline works. I'm pretty sure somebody gonna have to have a conversation. But I mean, like, cause trades are fucked up for me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, like value goes up and down depending on how you look at a person and a team and what's going on. Because like Luka just got traded for AD and like 1 pick, but then I look at Rudy Gobert. He got traded like for all role players that was very, very, very good role players, and then like fucking 5, 6 first-round picks. So I'm like, yo, so this nigga just had an MJ fucking deal, but then we have fucking baby MJ right here going for fucking Malik Beasley deal. So it's like, well, okay, my nigga, that shit don't make sense to me. So like, what I would think if you put Giannis on the trade block, nigga, you're taking away the team every one of their fucking first round picks, any first round pick swaps they could give you. You're taking the highest player on their team, the highest scorer on their team, the role player on their team, contract filler. Like, that's what I'm thinking. So like, what? Like, so like, when I hear Giannis, I'm like, bro, so we about to gut the whole team that we don't even like. I mean, I think it's an okay team, but then like it's not like a team that about to make noise, but we about to gut this whole team just to bring Giannis in. So like, how that about to work, bro? Because at that point, you look like a hoe outside, my nigga. You look like a hoe outside that need a house, but you don't have a house. But everybody know you need a house. So every time you go to every crib and begging, they're like, yeah, nigga, I know you need to come in here. You need to give up some ass. That's what's going on right there. So you're selling yourself for more than what you need to. I don't like that. That don't sound too good to me, my nigga. Like that don't sound good, bro. Like that don't sound good, bro. Like you traded for Giannis and he barely got a team. If anything, that sound like Melo to the Knicks when he asked for that trade and they didn't give it to his ass. Then he had to fucking. Then he got. Then he got over to the Knicks. They traded everything. What? Will Barton, Wilson Chandler, fucking Danilo Gallinari. They didn't have no bench after that. Man. No bench. You ain't get nowhere. Yeah, fucking old Jason Kidd, fucking Pablo Prigioni, Steve Novak. Yeah, okay, cool. Didn't go nowhere. Didn't go nowhere. I don't see the point in that, bro. So like, like whoever wrote that article, bro, like y'all having
Yeah,
off season fun, bro. Whoever wrote that article having off season fun, bro. I don't
yeah,
know. So.
yeah. We can take it to him, man. I don't know who wrote this goddamn. Uh,
Mm.
but I will. What I will say is though, listen. Of course, any team, any player that's up for free agency or something like that, see the kind of cap space we got going to be. You know what I mean?
Do you want to
Looking
play
at
it like that
Brooklyn,
though?
it's like, of course, I want to go there. Why wouldn't I want to go there? I love Brooklyn.
But do you want to play it like that though, Breeze? That just in it for the money?
I'll be honest with you, bro. The only scenario, bro, if we get Cooper Flag that I see and we make a trade and I see us keeping Cam Thomas is if we probably go for the cheaper contract. To me, that's Zion. Like that's the only way I could see us keeping that. Be honest with you.
For
I
me,
wouldn't mind
they
Zion. I wouldn't mind Zion on the deal that he's on, bro. Be honest with you.
so they're asking for Cam Johnson for sure. They're
Yeah,
asking for either. I think they're asking for Noah Clowney for sure.
I'm
I
giving
don't
that
know.
up
I mean,
And
so
Thomas and North County. Oh, for who?
here's
Yeah.
my thing, right?
for
I, I
Zion.
I would add Cam Thomas into the deal, but
I'm
then
doing
like
that. I'm
2 million,
not.
bro,
If
two
they're
million.
not asking for Cam Thomas, they're not asking for him.
No, I would think they would ask for Cam Thomas, but then like two
Nah,
million, like you're gonna have to throw in more players just a contract filler. You know what I'm saying? Make the contract work. So it's like,
oh no, but yeah, I understand. They're probably gonna that one play. Listen, Cam Johnson on that said deal, Clowney on that said deal, and probably uh uh who else I'm thinking of
Cam
Damn,
Johnson, Noah Clowney, Cam Thomas, Dayron. You could throw Dayron if you. I mean,
probably Dayron.
do they need Dayron? That'll be negotiation. That'll
They
be
they got
negotiation.
they got they got they got Misi, bro. So I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
I
got
don't know.
Edebisi, so like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if they really
I don't
need.
know if they really need him, but Cam Johnson,
But Cam Johnson for sure.
Cam Johnson and Noah Clowney,
Noah
bro,
Clowney for sure.
and I don't have to give up no picks, bro. Like, look, bro, for Zion,
Uh,
they not asking for all that for Zion, bro.
they
Trust
asking
me.
for picks, bro. They asking for
No, they
picks, bro.
not.
Hell yeah, bro.
No,
What?
they
How you
not.
just going? Yo, bro. So so after you fuck,
Zion is making how much?
but it
Like
still
30
gotta be.
something a year.
Hey, Cam Johnson making like 23. You still got a contract filler, bro. Like Noah Clowney not making 10. I don't think he not making 10 million.
He a
You still
first
got.
he a first round pick, bro. He probably is making about like five to six. And
Maybe.
that's gonna cover the 30, bro. You still got 3 million left over. The contract don't exactly have to match. It
If
just
they
gotta
got
be
room on it and on their cap space, if they
yeah,
got
yeah.
room on their
They
cap
gonna have
space.
yeah, they're gonna have room on their cap space. Remember they gave up BI and CJ is on CJ is up
Oh yeah,
for
you know
free
what?
agency too, bro. So like that'll work. If they only asking for Cam, I ain't gonna lie. Joe Dumars is only asking for Cam Johnson and whatchamacallit, bro.
That's
I
a
give up.
horrible trade, bro. You need picks back, bro. That's hard. Yo, bro. So you saw Mavericks do first. You saw Memphis do some bullshit. Then you saw Denver said, "Hold my beer," do some bullshit. And then even before that, you saw Mavericks said, "Fuck all y'all. No matter how many beers y'all give each other to hold, I got the beer holder in my fucking crib." And then
Hey,
you go
listen.
ahead and say, "Yo, fuck all that. I'm about to throw the beer on the world, my nigga."
The common denominator is that all the it's a lot of Western Conference teams doing some bullshit. I think it's a plot going on. And I'm gonna get into that later, but the reality is that like we seen more than one team do this, and for like and said players that they gave up in the West. We seen Dallas do this in the West. We
And we
seen
still saying that's a horrible trade to this
Oh,
day.
Hey,
oh,
hey,
Fucking
listen,
Nico still explain
I
himself.
agree with you. I agree with you, but that does not
let me
gonna.
just address this comment real quick. David, no, we're not starting from scratch. No, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you about. Listen, I am all in that Luca deal was idiotic, bro. And listen, I'll be honest with you. It's some people that said, bro, if Dallas somehow even remotely back to get get a championship out of this, it's still the most idiotic trade, bro. Like, so I don't know how I feel about that, but you get a championship out of something with AD and Kyrie, bro. Like, hey, you cooking with grease, bro. Like, that's just me. But even with that said, we seen this done before. We seen new GMs come in and basically break and break the house by any means, bro. We seen that before. We seen Dan Griffin come in and hand AD right to LeBron and rebuild that shit over again. How did they
And
get
look what he
rewarded with
got back
Zion?
though. He got back
Yeah,
a
they
lot
got
though.
Zion right back, and now we seen in the same thing. And now all
Mhm.
these years later, with Joe Dumars coming in, they probably might give up Zion again, and probably might get a pick back in return for it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't know if they're gonna get a number one pick back in return for it, but they probably gonna get a pick back
What?
in return for it.
Listen, listen,
Dog.
listen. Again, easy. I hear what y'all saying, and I just feel like at the end of the day, the NBA they gotta invest in these teams that don't have NBA championships. So that's why the Pelicans they gonna get those looks. You feel what I'm saying? And like y'all say, he just handed AD over. Like they pretty much knew what they was doing. They did it. Now that being said, the
Niggas
play.
hated when business work out right, bro. That was business, bro. Don't hate on good business, bro. That was good
I
business, bro.
I I
Everything went down right, bro.
All right, so hold on. We got Minnesota never won a championship in the playoffs. OKC in the playoffs never won a championship.
The
Indiana
Seattle won a
Pacers,
championship. The Seattle SuperSonics ever won a championship?
yeah, but it was like before I was born in 70s,
Oh, okay,
60s.
okay, okay. Yeah. Matter of
Um,
fact, yeah, right. Okay.
the
So
Indiana
Minnesota.
Pacers, they never won an NBA championship.
They was
That's
damn
three
close
teams in
that
the
mouse in the palace here. They was damn close. If they
yeah,
fucking fight,
but
they was
that's
right there.
three NBA teams that's in the playoffs that didn't win an NBA championship. The Brooklyn Nets is next, man. They're gonna build around us. I'm telling
Real quick,
you.
which teams are the teams that never won a championship? So we got Minnesota, we got Indiana, and we got Pelicans, and
Okay,
we
see
got us and OKC. So that's 5 teams. Is that
the
all the 5 teams?
Grizzlies. I forgot to say the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies
And
in the playoffs too.
and the Grizzlies. I mean, if you don't want to count the Vancouver Grizzlies, cool. But I mean, I don't even think that. Yeah, matter of fact, the Vancouver Grizzlies did win the championship. No, matter of fact, they didn't. They did. So I mean, so the Grizzlies. So 6 teams, right? 6 teams that didn't win the championship
I think
ever.
it's like 9.
Like okay, 9. So I think Utah is a part of it too. So those teams that never won the championship,
Right,
right?
Charlotte Hornets, Clippers.
Charlotte Hornets. Okay. And Clippers, right? Oh shit, I forgot the fucking Clips. So these teams that never won a championship, right? And you saying the NBA gotta help them out. Help them out in where? Because when we look at these teams, if anything, they kind of helped themselves out, and we fucked ourselves up.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, look, the Brooklyn Nets, you see the kind of draft capital we had, we already know. Charlotte Hornets, you see the draft capital they had. They had a few high draft picks, but not much. You know what I'm saying? Indiana Pacers, when you think about their draft capital, not a lot,
Yeah,
but they had some, but nothing top
some
three, no shit like that.
they did.
Clippers,
They doing the best with what they got. They doing the best with what they got. I
right,
say that.
but the Clippers they traded their draft capital with Shea, so
Right.
you see where they at based on that. You know what I mean?
Kawhi Harden or bust. Right. Okay.
Grizzlies they gave them John Morant, Triple J, Zach Edey, JJ Jackson. Desire Williams was even a 10th pick. You know they gave them a lot of draft capital for them to be a good team. You know they want to invest in these teams that didn't win the NBA championship, but we got to be good enough. They giving us the opportunities. We got to be good enough. Minnesota
So
Timberwolves, look at where they at. They in the Western Conference Finals. They never won the championship neither. They, you know what I mean, trying to compete right now.
well, let me ask you this question then, Breeze. Let's just say, and this is a crazy hypothetical world because a lot of things will have to happen, but let's just make this hypothetical as best as we can, right? Let's just say we never give up all the picks we gave up for to the Rockets, right? So we get the chance to draft Jalen, Alperi, Tari, and Reed. Would you be okay with the NBA if they gave you those picks? So you would have had the number 2 pick in one draft, and I think the number 11 or something like that. 'Cause I think that's where Alperi went. You'd have had like that 2 picks in one draft. Matter of fact, would you have 2 picks? Maybe
Yeah,
one. Matter of fact, 2 picks. Yeah, you would have had 2 picks in one draft, and then you would have had another 2 picks in one draft, and then you would have had another top 3 pick in another draft. So would you have been cool if we got those picks right and we drafted, Jalen, Alpri, Tari, and Reed? Would you have been cool? Like, okay, NBA did us right. We don't gotta really. We could work with this. We don't need no more. I mean, if we end up back in the spot, I'm gonna ask for
But
more.
look, look, easy. They prioritized the Houston Rockets. They, was in contention for a long time with Harden in Houston, and then once he left, they rebuilt that team right away. Sent Ime Udoka, one of the best coaches at the time, to the Houston Rockets, regardless of what was happening.
That shit wasn't right away, bro. It took some time.
It took them 3 seasons, bro. But
It took them more time than that. They got rid of Harden in 2020, bro, and that's 5 years. They got Jalen Green in 2021, still garbage with Sangoon. They got whatchamacallit in 2022, still trash. 2023 they were still trash. 2024 they got Ime, they finished at 500. This year they the 51 team. It took 5 years.
They got from when Harden left till now? How many lottery picks they got?
6. No, I'm lying. No, I'm lying.
No.
4.
Bro,
Tari Eason and Sangoon was not lottery.
Right, but come on, man. So it goes right outside of lottery, and you see how essential he is to the offense.
It ain't right outside lottery, bro. The nigga was 17, but like the pocket watching that you doing is crazy, bro. Like it don't say right outside of lottery.
It got nothing to do with the money. The point is that they got 2 players in the rotation from the same draft that, bro, basically is dominant to what they got going on. And I'm saying that to say they got that in the same draft. They trying to rebuild these. They prioritize the Houston Rockets. That's all I'm trying. That's the only point I'm making. Now I'm saying that to say, to Easy's point, hell yeah, I want to get 2 players in this draft. If we can get a top 5 pick and another lottery pick, I'm trading those players. The 2nd round pick, the 19th pick, the Bucks pick, the Knicks pick. I'm trading all of those picks to get 2 picks in the lottery, bro. I'm doing that shit because I know
if you trading all of those picks just to get a 2nd pick in the lottery, bro, you might as well trade all of them picks to get Zion, bro.
No,
bro, you might as well, bro. Why are you rolling the dice, bro?
I just said Zion not healthy, bro. Zion not healthy.
Why is Zion not helping? Why is Giannis not helping? These niggas is 26 per game.
He said he's not healthy. He's not healthy.
So you gonna roll a dice on us getting a pick that said pick might not be there, and we might have to settle for somebody else.
What you mean?
That's not smart,
bro. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm taking the content I'm talking about from the content that we read in the article. They don't know what draft pick they're gonna get. We talked about how it's important if they drafted a point guard or if they drafted to play inside of the 3-point line like a Derrick Queen. So we discussed both, options. Case in point is Jordi Fernandez is gonna have a lot of input in the decision on who we pick in the offense we run. I ain't got a trip on none of that. I'm just calling it how I see it, and I know that Cam Thomas is gonna be essential in all of this. But for the fact of the matter, bro, like May 12th can't get here soon, bro. That's all I can tell you, bro. And then we can know more. You know what I mean? There's no sense on deliberating stuff that we can't authenticate any of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just us going back and forth about stuff that may or may not happen. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I just think that Zion isn't healthy, bro. And why would we want to get a number 1 pick that hasn't did anything to build his team to take to the next level? And when he had the opportunity, he got hurt. The Nets are known for having players.
But at that point, bro, we might listen. You can say the same thing about a lot of players, bro. Cam Thomas just played 25 games. Cam Thomas just played 25 games, and you want to pay and keep him because you picked him. Bruh, like the reality. Listen, like the nigga probably need to change the scenery, bro. Like this time last year we was talking about getting Nembhard.
Why is Zion here? What he
real quick,
hold on, Leaf.
Hold on, real quick.
Just like I said.
Breeze, there's a lot of reasons I could say it's good to have Zion on this team. Let me just hit you with the business, right? For the business, right? If we was to hypothetically get Zion for the low, because if Leaf is talking about not even giving up a pick for Zion, that's the low. So if we was to get Zion for the low, at any point in time, we have the power and the leverage to do whatever we want with him. So let's just say he comes to the team and he start playing good, or just the same way he was playing in the Pelicans, his stock is going to rise. Now you have the option on your table to sell him for higher than what you bought him for now. So now you can get something back now. So let's just say you got Zion on the team. All right, he cool, but we not keeping him. But we want a piece and some draft capital, but we want a piece on this team that could really complement everybody on this team. I.e., like how they brought Pascal Siakam to the Pacers, and all of a sudden their offense took a little bit more of a better flight. You could do something like that now. You have that ball in your court now. You put an option on your table now instead of being restricted to what the things you have already.
Bro, I just looked at what he did last season. He played 30 games. I ain't doing a goddamn thing with Zion.
Cam Thomas played 25 games. You want to pay him?
But Breeze, if the
bro, come on, bro, like you got to make it make sense.
No,
like,
hold on, Leaf.
The point is that Zion Williams is definitely going to take shot attempts away from whoever we draft. Cam Thomas is not going to be in the way of that. Cam Thomas.
Why he ain't, bro? He need how? What are you talking about?
Because there ain't no other shot creator besides him on the team. He just
only. So wait a minute. So what's Zion?
Zion has played 30 games last season, bro, and he played.
You see, but Breeze,
70,
Breeze.
Wait, hold on,
Breeze.
Hold on. Y'all trying to ask me why I don't want Zion, right? That's what you're asking me, right?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want Zion because he's not consistently healthy. And last season he played 30 games, and for the most part, he can't be a stretch four. And I know that the Brooklyn Nets want to stretch four. So it's just I don't trust him around. I don't trust him, bro. I don't trust him to be focused on basketball.
So why don't you trust Jordy to adjust his system? All because he said he needs a stretch four now does not mean he still needs a stretch four if he gets a Zion on his team. Why can't your coach adjust his system for the players that's coming into the team? Why does you need to become a stretch four instead of saying, yo, you have a great talent for getting downhill and convert it in the paint? Matter of fact, I don't need you to be a stretch four. I need you to be a bulldozer that collapses the defense in the paint. Why can't it be that?
So y'all talking about off a trade, or y'all talking about Zion just off a free agency?
I was talking about off a trade because this free agency don't come up like for a while. A free agency, bro, that means that you got to come out of pocket and pay him.
Yeah.
A trade, bro, that means that you can get him for the contract that he's on, which is a cheap one. That's a whole lot cheaper than what we getting Giannis for.
All right, trade who?
I said who to trade. I'm getting rid of Clowney and Cam Johnson. Bye.
They might need a little bit more, but I mean, okay.
I'm doing it. If Joe Dumars want any picks out of this draft, out of that, bro, let him have it.
The Joe Dumars going there from the NBA, straight from the NBA, bro, straight from hanging with them dudes, clinking wine glasses and shit, going to the GM for the New Orleans Pelicans.
No, he was with the officiating crew. He wasn't with no wine glass crew.
I'm like, yo, Breeze, what's going on?
He was with the officiating. He was with the officiating crew. He wasn't with upstairs in the penthouse. That's not what he was.
What's the officiating crew?
The officiating crew is Steve Javi and them niggas.
So like basketball behavior on and kind of off the court. So if you tripping out off the court, you Ja Morant, you throwing guns out and shit like that, Joe Dumars is one of the people you're gonna see. If you on the court and you fucking, for some reason you running down the court and you fucking flail and you hit somebody in their neck and you drop them on the Phoenix Suns, Joe Dumars might have a conversation with you. or for some reason you in a playoff game and you know somebody hook your leg, but for some reason you retaliate back and you stomp on a nigga chest and you pop up like you Mario hopping for a coin. Yeah, Joe Dumars might have a conversation.
Oh, he's okay. That's what I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, listen, man. Joe Dumars and the Pelicans, they the ones who got to start from scratch. I see somebody in the chat say that, David, they got to start from scratch. We don't got to start from scratch. You know what
I
I'm
don't think
saying?
they started from scratch.
Huh?
I don't think they started from scratch. They got Zion, they got Trey Murphy, they got Herb Jones, they got Eve Misi. They could bring back CJ if they want to, and then they got Jordan Hawkins.
I know for a fact they want to keep Trey Murphy. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Everybody wants to keep Trey Murphy.
That's off the table. I'm not gonna.
I don't think they started from scratch. They got some pieces.
I don't think they started from scratch. They could do a quick rebirth, bro, and then have the three players that they want to continue forward with. I don't think Zion is part of that set plan, bro.
Well, you don't know that for sure. You don't know if Joe Dumars want to just automatically get rid of the guy. He probably say
bro, they're gonna have to get a training staff, bro. I think Zion need to change the scenery, bro. Me personally.
I ain't mad at that.
I really think he need to change the scenery, bro. Listen, placement. I don't think it's all placement. I don't think it's all placement. Just in terms of who's in the organization and who's around them. Zion. In terms of the way the Pelicans played this season, bro, I think they on the same watch as the Philadelphia 76ers. I thought Zion was pretty healthy for most of the season. They just didn't play. They just sat him a lot of games, bro. That's
I was
what
just
that
about
was.
to say that. Breeze. So when you bring up the point where you say, yo, the man only played 30 games, when the man comes out in an interview and says, yo, I am perfectly healthy, I would love to play the games. They are sitting me, the coaching staff is sitting me, the medical staff is sitting me. To that you say what? Because you're saying, yo, you're not healthy. And he's saying, nah, nigga, I'm good. They just said you ain't going outside today. So it's like, well, I got my grill. I'm ready to cook. I'm ready to fry. I got the burger. I got everything ready. Nah, dog. Sit your ass down. Go in the house.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, bro. What is, as a fan, it's hard for us to differentiate who's doing what. Is he healthy or not? But I know 30 games is 30 games. Whether they did that so he wouldn't reach the 65 game quota, and you know what I mean, they have to come out of pocket and contract that's just the way
that's
they
a factor too. That's a factor too.
That's crazy work. You know what I'm saying? But would he fit the Brooklyn Nets, bro? Talent wise, bro, I got nothing bad to say about Zion Williamson. He's nice. He get downhill. He's fast. He's strong, and he's efficient. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of defense. It's hard to stay in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So he's a good player, man. You know what I mean? But he's just not there often. He's not there often. As a Nets fan, I've seen a lot of players just on paper, on the roster, not necessarily on the floor open, but just part of the team. And it's just like annoying. If that shit happened with Zion, he'd be an instrumental part of the starting five. And then he ain't playing. That should have burned my Net fan soul.
No, I mean, I hear that, but I mean, to Leaf's point, I think a different change of scenery. I think for us in particular, because I mean, we all love Brooklyn, but like right now, in terms of like the NBA world, like we're not like a big thing. Like everybody don't have their eyes on us. So like if you was to send him down to like a team like us, it would take kind of like the pressure off of him. So he probably could like focus in and lock in on his game and stuff like that. Even though I'm kind of skeptical of that if you put him in New York. But I mean, that's a possibility that could happen, get him away from. I think Pelicans got a little bit more buzz and a lot more going on for them. Like we just said, like they got a Trey Murphy, young great talent. They got all NBA defender and Herb Jones. I mean, they could still bring back CJ. They got a great young talent, Eve Misi. Like they got some shit over there. So like the odds are a little bit more bigger over there to watch out for. So I think bringing them over here you might get a different Zion type shit, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I hear your point. I ain't mad at that point. I hear your point. Like like how you said, a lot of niggas on paper. The game is not played on paper. You gotta go out on the court and play that shit. Like we don't just do paper, bro. So if we did paper, my parlay should be hitting. But for some reason, motherfuckers that should get like fucking 4 boards are getting
Oh
two.
man, yo, yeah, and yo, I'll be finna close out soon. Yo, listen, man. Everybody that's playing, trying to hit their parlay, yo, I hope you come up, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys
Nigga, Ja
actually
got hurt
win.
again, bro. I bet on this nigga one time, he got hurt. Bet on him again, he get hurt. Jesus Christ, dog. What's going on, dog?
Yeah, yeah, man. That's the whole shit about it, man. Listen, but the parlay, I don't want it to take away the enjoyment of the fans enjoying the game because your team could be
Right.
winning, but you want them to win the way you want them to win because of your parlay.
That's
So
a fact.
we gotta be careful. I had seen some
The
content. It was
parlay is
like,
really about the players. It ain't really about the team a lot of times, bro. Like I don't really think niggas care about that. They usually were
no,
mad that
it
a player
depends on
sold
it
them. Like
depends.
if anything,
Unless you
It
bet on the
depends
team.
on it depends on your parlay. If
Yeah,
you
it
bet the
depends on your parlay.
spread, it's the team. If you bet the
Facts.
over or under, it's the team. If you bet the player specifically and how many points or rebounds or 3 pointers or whatever, then it's the player. But at the end of the day, it could ruin the experience of the game. Like yo,
It's
all right.
yo,
It go back to
I
that
stopped
Cameron
putting money.
story, bro. I'm
Yo,
telling you, bro.
I
Like
stopped putting money. I stopped putting money on the Brooklyn Nets. Cause I'm like, yo, I don't want to feel like this about the Brooklyn Nets. I love the Brooklyn Nets, man.
no,
But
no,
at
no,
the
no, no, Breeze. You in your feelings. You know what you're supposed to do when you go bet. You throw the unders on these motherfuckers. That's what happens, bro. You need to throw the unders on these niggas. No, don't go for the overs. These niggas don't
that's
hit
what it
shit.
is.
Hit the under.
Hit
These
the
niggas
unders.
can't do what they supposed to do, nigga.
But then
Fuck
again, I
that.
wouldn't.
Fuck that.
I wouldn't take that advice neither, bro. Because like 5 nights in a row, you supposed to go on the unders, and then on the sixth night, bro, they hit over, bro. Like you gonna feel some type of way, bro. I'm telling you,
I
that's
just
how
don't bet on the
parlays work.
team. I don't
And
bet
and
on the
and it's
guys.
one of the and
Man.
it's one of the first
I
of all,
try not to,
I
man.
don't got the money to be putting up parlays all damn day, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to rebuild myself. I'm gonna do a
Yo, Leaf.
rebuilding in Leaf
Leaf,
Life.
Leaf, I'm telling you right now, my nigga. I'm telling you right now. I bet I came into the game one time with just 60 cents, my nigga. Left out that shit with 200, my nigga. So all I'm saying is, I hear you, bro, but you don't gotta throw a lot of bread sometimes. You could come to
Nah,
the bitch
nah, I
with five
know, but
dollars
yeah,
and leave with something.
I know, but listen, I don't think my luck is that good, bro. Number one, two, I'm very negative, bro, when it comes to shit, bro. Like I think everything is a fix. Like so you can't get me to put 5 cents up, bro. Like and tell me that I'm winning $500, bro. Like I won't believe it. I'm gonna ask a series of questions, and if them questions is not answered to my liking, then I'm not putting the money up. As simple as that.
Yo,
So
but no,
I'm one of those.
right, all right. So it's fair to say that you could play, but you could walk away from it. Like that's what I'm trying to say. No one is when it's working for you, anything that's working for you, you stay with it. But if it ain't working for you, you gotta be strong enough to walk away from it. And with you know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Anything you got too much of anything can be bad. So just be mindful of that to all the fans. You know what I mean? That be trying to win their parlays. And I wish y'all a good parlay, man. I wish y'all merry parlay, man.
Oh,
Fact.
fucking man,
Yo,
man.
and I don't know if y'all interested in because you know the basketball gonna be over soon. You know what I mean? Not to put
Baseball is
dark
what
clouds
that's where I'm
because the
gonna be
Brooklyn
living
Nets
at. I ain't gonna
season
lie
ended.
to you.
Hey, I hit on
So
some baseball shit too. I ain't gonna hold you, but my fault.
Nah, baseball. Baseball. I've been consistently doing baseball like on the low, but I've been doing like little shit, bro. Like so, I'm keeping it light for right now, But if I have a major come up, bro, oh yeah,
Bro,
I'm gonna be doing Mark McGuire numbers, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro.
I'm telling you right now, my nigga, I was on the verge of hitting something crazy, my nigga.
Be
Like,
doing Barry Bonds, nigga.
bro, I had a fucking 6-leg fucking home run parlay, bro. My nigga, 4 niggas hit the fucking parlay. You know the 2 niggas that didn't hit that motherfucker, bro?
Probably the niggas that was leading the league in homers, nigga. Probably them two. Yep.
Yo, so the nigga fucking Shohei Ohtani decided not to hit a fucking home run that day. And I think Mike Trout, the next nigga up, decided not to hit a fucking home run.
That's 2 of the top hitters.
The 2 of the top hitters decided that day not. So 4 other niggas hit a home run. I think one of the other niggas was Yandy Diaz, Diaz, and Corin Carroll, and Corbin, and some 2 other niggas. Them 2 niggas.
4-leg hitter right there, bro.
If I just took Shohei and fucking Mike Trout off, bro, like I like at least up 5 digits, bro, at least, bro. So the next fucking day, I make a parlay. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take these 2 niggas off. The other niggas didn't hit. That fucking day, the next fucking day, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani decided to hit fucking home runs, one nigga.
That's how I be.
Yeah, listen.
Do you see how life works, my nigga? Do you see?
I can't laugh at your pain,
No. We can laugh. I got over the pain already. I got bro. I had some fucking stinkers, bro. I had I had a 1 leg off, bro.
So in baseball, bro, like in sports I don't know, bro. I try to do as much homework as possible. Them Discords been saving me lately, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially when it come to baseball. Because the real baseball heads, bro, like they do the math down to like a real science. They'll tell you, bro, like if somebody is bad against a left side pitcher, they bad against like curveballs and the slider pitches and all of that shit. They'll tell you about all of that, bro. Like and they'll try to like narrow it down as best way as they can. For the most part, bro, like I've been pretty on, bro, because I ain't been putting up that much bread on a whole bunch of shit. I mean, but if you looking to go for some Barry Bonds numbers, bro, 9 times out of 10 you won't strike out. It is what it is.
Listen,
so,
man, I'm not gonna lie. My advice is bet to win. Don't bet the potential of winning.
Just keep your safe bets.
Right. That means bet sure bets, stuff that you pretty much know you can win, regardless of the amount of money. Because yes, it's a difference of betting the potential to win. Let's say, for instance, you need $200. Now you don't know these bets are going to hit, but you bet, and your bet ends up you win $203, but you got a 19 leg parlay. Like
a 19-leg parlay for 203, bro. I bet you got to put some more zeros at the end.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, my nigga.
Like, come on, a 19 legs.
I mean, depending on how much bread you put in.
I'm betting 4 or less, bro, and I'm looking at like 300. If I get $300 a day for the whole week and I'm betting 4 or less, that's a good week. That's I damn near worked a full-time job.
Wait, hold on.
Right. So
I ain't gonna lie to you, Leaf. I did like a 16-legger one time with just 25 cents, and I won like $37 off of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that was crazy, but like I won like some bread off of it. So it's like, yeah, but it's a lot of legs.
All right, so hold on. Let me say
this. Niggas is trying to scrap crumbs, bro. Hell with that, bro. Like I ain't doing it.
Know what else? Too? Bet small, man.
I'm betting small.
Slow money is better than no money, man. Bet that slow money, man. Take that.
Make your money work for you, man.
Right. Bet the $2 or whatever you bet and make $5. Then bet $5 and make $10. Don't try to bet.
Listen, I ain't gonna mess up the stream. I ain't gonna mess up the stream this time, bro. Like I'm. Let me put this phone on the charger, bro. Hell with this.
Oh yeah. We finna close out. We don't want to get crazy. We don't want to get crazy. Yeah, man. But nah, seriously, man. Bet safely, bet wise. Enjoy your weekend, and listen, man. Be happy with what you already have, opposed to what you may want or feel like you need. Um, and yeah, man. I'm gonna close out a little earlier than pressing it to 159 because I missed out on the Clips last stream. uh Fuck fooling around with you guys, man. I'm closing it out a little sooner just so I can make sure I get the content. And again, the content is still there, but you gotta watch it straight through or listen to it. You know what I mean? To actually to hear the parts I wanted to clip or I wanted AI to clip. But we gonna get it right this time for sure. Shout out to
Yeah.
Leaf, shout out to This is JTV, shout out to Easy. And again, man, if the playoffs, the Brooklyn Nets is not playing. If y'all want any other content, y'all can, you know what I mean, hit me on Twitter in the inbox or X. You know what I'm saying? If you message me there, and we could get to it, man. But thank you, Easy, for pulling up. We gonna close out, man. Nets fans is the best fans. We'll be back soon, more content, y'all. Peace.